Hi folks, Joblot Comics here. We're having a look at a little Bronze Age DC war comic that never gets reprinted and probably people have forgotten about it already. This is our Fighting Forces number 148 and it features the losers, which is Captain Storm, Johnny Cloud Gunner and Sarge. So we get a roaring Kubert cover here, yeah. So we're moving in another range. This time we're going to make it losers, but you know, yeah, you see, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. There's Kubert's signature on there. So it's a lovely cover, quite a controversial issue this one. I'll flick through it for you and you can sort of make of it what you will. It's a little beaten up, can you see it's a wee bit trashed, but you can buy these pretty cheap if you're ever interested in buying these old war books, yeah. Here's the indicia for you. It's in 1974. Then you go on eBay and have a look and just see if, especially if you're interested in sort of historical non-superhero comic books, yeah. This is Bob Kanigher doing the script. He did a lot of these. John Severin is the artist, and you can see this is it's really quite nicely illustrated. An underrated artist, I always think, Severin. So yeah, you know, we're getting the usual kind of a sort of fare here, but we're out in the desert with the losers. I think the losers were just, it was almost like trying to do a sort of superhero team, but it was in war, so it wasn't superhero, it was just a band of soldiers doing their thing. And it would just be episodic. It would be, you know, one episode to another. So interesting times. I always wondered why DC don't do omnibuses or trade paperbacks or these kind of things, but it's, I don't know if maybe they worry about offending people, or maybe some of the stories are a wee bit controversial and maybe of the time and just don't work in a modern society, yeah. Can make it a little tricky. Now look at that, is that Mark Verheiden? Did he ever work in comics? Lee Sunderland. People loved the losers when they were out, didn't they? Yeah, so there's your letter pages. And then, of course, let's have a look at what was on the spinner rack. 100-page specials. Oh, I love a 100-page special. Oh my gosh, Superman Family Detective Comics, that's a classic. Looks like Neil Adams. I think that's Jim Aparo. House of Mystery, I think I've got that somewhere, yeah. Young Love, they're so hard to collect them. Wonder Woman, I think I got that. And I know I've got that Brave and the Bold one. I don't know if that Tarzan one. Yeah. So yeah, this is an interesting backup. If you, I'll run through it here, and if you want to pause it and have a look, it's a really, really, really interesting story to be found within the pages of a DC Bronze Age war book. It's so odd. So if you want to pause the video and you can have a look and follow this story, it's quite bizarre. Look what else was on. Do you remember that Superman cover? I remember seeing that cover and I think it was unbelievable. There's Sergeant Rock, Weird War, of course, Kamandi, and The Witching Hour. Then they ran out of space. So, Battle Album, we get a 2-page Kamikaze, Divine Wind, scripted up by Ken Barr. I don't know who Ken Barr is, but again, it's historical and it's of its time, and you know, not for everybody, but you know, this is an old beaten up book, isn't it? This has been well read. Anyway, just a little time capsule there of 1970s Bronze Age DC war books. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. Be interesting to hear your take on it as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. Thank you for watching. It's nearly Christmas time, you lot. I hope you're having a great build up to the holidays, and I'll see you all tomorrow.